Hi, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Bret.
And we are the
Broadway Husbands. And in this video, we're going to tell you about our experience of our embryo transfer.
Hooray! We finally made it. So we got our appointment after 3 cycles, right? And so we're super excited. And the day finally came.
Well, let's just back it up.
Oh, right.
Normally an embryo transfer, you would get to be there in person.
Yeah.
And you would be in the room with her and her husband. And so the complications have been this. She lives in Orlando. Our doctor is in Connecticut.
And we are in Houston.
And there's a glal pandemic happening.
That's right.
Where the CDC is recommending no travel unless it's essential. And, everyone has to wear masks and socially distance. So
leading up to this, our surrogate always wanted to drive
which is
Connecticut.
A 15-hour drive from Orlando.
Yeah. And we kept trying to sway her not to do it. And she kept kind of being like, well, I'd rather drive. And we were like, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But
we sent her like a box of snacks and stuff for the ride, but she was going to go by herself and drive 15 hours at the East Coast. And then that was in, when we were initially hoping to do it, which was in like November,
December, yeah.
And then, everything got pushed because of the holidays to January. So then all of a sudden there were all these horrible snowstorms. And I was like, are you sure you want to drive by yourself for 15 hours?
And so she finally agreed to fly. And our appointment for the transfer was on Monday, February 8th. And she was going to fly to Connecticut on Friday, February 6th.
Yes.
And then...
And by the way, so the way they're scheduling this, because we can't be there in person because of the pandemic. So everything was going to be on Zoom. So even her husband was going to watch on Zoom. So she's flying by herself. Okay.
And so her flight was originally scheduled for Friday. And the week leading up to the transfer, her husband and one of her children started to get sick.
Yes.
And so she got tested for COVID. They weren't sick with COVID. They were just having bad colds. And so she wanted to stay with them until Sunday and then travel Sunday. So she changed her flight to Sunday. And then I started looking at the weather and I was like, wait a second, there's going to be like a big snowstorm.
Another snowstorm.
I was like, she needs to get there like Saturday. And this was on Saturday. So she ended up flying to Connecticut.
Literally, hold on, you were speeding through this so fast. I called her because you were teaching.
I was teaching
and he checked the weather. And he was like, she should fly today.
Yeah, because it was Saturday.
So she's literally like, taking a thermometer out of her daughter's mouth. And I'm like, I think you should probably go today, because if you don't go today and this snowstorm hits,
and then your flight's canceled,
then you're going to be trying to fly Monday morning before the appointment and go straight from the airport to the appointment, and you're going to be so stressed out, and you need to be relaxed and comfortable and So she literally looked. She changed her flight. JetBlue charged her like $27 or something, and she literally within 2 hours of that flew
Saturday night
up there, flew into New York City. We rented her car. So again, more expenses here, just by the way. We paid for a rental car, we paid for a hotel, and we flew her happily. But she got there and literally the snow started falling.
So it was perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah. And so she was able to relax on Sunday and not worry about driving in snow in New York City and Connecticut and all that. Mm-hmm. And then
Monday February 8th. The transfer was actually, I think, at 1:35.
Yeah. You
remember
numbers.
I think it was 1:35 our time and 2:35.
We were sitting on this couch,
East Coast time,
with my laptop in front of us. And let me just show you how Stephen was. Stephen was like this the whole time. He was like gripping me the whole time.
I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. So it's really cool. We got to see the embryo.
Yeah, they show us like on a monitor, like a super tight, close shot of the embryo, which is so cool.
It was really cool.
And then
they did the transfer, and we could see her bladder was really full, and so we could see it go through the catheter. I'm like, needle, catheter, and yeah,
we were crying.
We cried,
and her husband was on the Zoom as well.
Her husband was on the call. The doctors were very sweet. Dr. Leandris and his team were so sweet, and it all happened rather quickly, and then I had to go and teach for 5 hours afterwards and try and I was so emotional and so excited, and then I had to go and teach and
we both were drained after that because of the adrenaline. It was just super exciting because we've been trying to do this for 3 years.
And we finally made it to the day of the transfer. So it was a huge day, and we were super emotional and just so hopeful. And
it's very cool, and we feel very lucky. And she's such a great candidate. It just feels like it could be hopefully a one transfer situation. And she was such a champ. I mean, that's all I could think about. Oh my God,
so generous
such
in everything that she did.
There's 6 people staring at an ultrasound of her uterus right now, and she's cool as a cucumber. What an awesome gift, really.
She was
seriously.
awesome.
So hopefully in our next video, we'll be able to tell you whether or not the embryo took. Ooh.
Bye. See you then.